Well, Dr. Walker, here we are.
Here we are after so many years.
I know, right?
We have been trying to be the doctor-nurse duo for years and years and years. Now she's retired, I'm semi-retired, and now we're going to start doing what we love to do best, which is bring you health and wellness, and that's what you need.
Exactly. So I think first, why don't we go ahead and tell the people who we are?
Okay.
And who we are.
Who are we? Yeah.
I know, right? So I'll go first if it's okay.
Yeah, I'll let you
my
go
name
first.
is Veola Davis, and I'm a cardiac health RN, which is a registered nurse, and I call myself the Healthy Heart Coach, all right, because your healthy heart matters. And so today we're just coming to have conversation with you, me and Dr. Walker. I'm a health coach, and I empower men and women over the age of 40 that may have had some challenges or conditions such as high blood pressure, heart disease, heart failure, and high cholesterol to overcome and to be able to better manage those conditions. And my whole focus is on the body, soul, and the spirit. So that's a little bit about who I am.
Well, absolutely. And trust me, she does a very, very good job of it. I've seen her clinical outcomes, and they're coming out very, very well. A lot of you may know me, a lot of you may not, but I'm Dr. Valerie Walker. I'm a primary care physician, and I've always focused on wellness and prevention. Mm-hmm. We always know that an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure.
That's
My
right.
grandmother, that was her most quote. You're going to hear us quote the old folks a lot. Because let me tell you something. Those old folks may have never went to medical school, but they knew a lot. All you had to do was sit back and listen. It's always better to get any disease process, actually, before it starts. That's prevention.
Yes.
But then if it's starting in your body, we have this thing called early detection. We want to catch it early.
Right.
And the way we catch things early is that you got to keep up with your appointments with your doctor. You got to pay attention to yourself. A lot of times we're going through this life, we're not paying attention to ourselves. We help everybody else. We are the benefactors of the universe. We help everybody. But then you ask yourself, what have you done for yourself lately? Nothing. I just drive everybody to the grocery store, and then I just come home and don't do anything. No.
Yes.
The body is the temple of God. That's in the word of God. And he wants you to take care of that temple. And that's why he gave us people like myself and Veola to bring y'all the education. So I'm primary care, and I love prevention, and that's what I do.
Yeah, Dr. Walker, and just like you was mentioning about the warning signs, that's just like in nature and outside. You got the red light, you got the green light, you got the yellow light. Well, our bodies will give us signals, and when something's not right, but we can bypass it. Yes. You know how people run red lights?
Oh, yeah, and they run through red lights now so bad, it's just terrible.
People do that with their bodies. You got a stop sign right here, and you run right through it.
Right,
because you don't heed to it. And so God, and the Bible teaches us in John 10:10 that the enemy come to steal, kill, and destroy.
That's
so
his
he's
job.
on his job.
He's on his.
He's going to come through the back door.
Right,
okay?
right.
And if we serving Lord and all of that, he want to try to slow us down.
Right.
He's going to try to come through the back door. So we have to be mindful of what's going on with our body. So I agree with you. So, but let's tell the people why we do what we do.
Well, we do what we do because we want to see a better you. That's why we do what we do. Statistically, in the United States, guess what? This is going to shock y'all. We have now been voted the most unhealthiest Veola nation to live in. And guess what they base it on? The Western diet. In the Garden of Eden, there was fruits and vegetables. There was not McDonald's, Burger King, Church's Chicken, and all these places, and Popeye. There was vegetables and fruits, and guess what God called it? He called it paradise. So for God to call a place paradise, he knew what he was talking about.
Yes.
But we've fallen away from that. Nobody goes in the kitchen, Veola, and cooks no more.
Nope.
My grandmother, she had a pot of peas cooking every day almost, and some cornbread. And I remember so good one day I told my grandma, I said, you know what, Grandma? I said, look like to me, I don't want them peas that you cook. And back in the day, the old folks, they didn't really play with you.
Right,
we need them grandmamas to come back.
Right.
And she looked at me, and I thought she was going to come back with, oh, baby, I'm going to go in there and fry you some chicken to cook you up something. Guess what she told me? She said, good night. I said, good night.
You not eating today. You not eating
Oh
today.
boy, where's my fried chicken and all this stuff? No, what I told her, I said, you know, Grandma, them peas look awfully good to me right now. So I had the peas, but we need those old folks back. But we've got to get back to realizing one of the most important things about our health is what we put in our body. What we put in is what's coming out. If you put junk in, junk is coming out. Exactly. And that's the way it goes.
That's exactly, that's so key because, I mean, why did God put it here? For us to eat. It grows. It's, you got to pay attention. And the Western diet, oh my goodness. You remember, I'm like over I've been here several decades.
Oh, okay.
Y'all heard it say that I just retired, so y'all already can figure that out. But remember, even the hamburgers used to be this big.
Absolutely.
Now they this big.
Full of grease.
The fries was this little. If you just start looking at how the food industry has really, really, really set us up to have terrible health.
Right.
And in America, like she said, is really terrible here. A lot of things would not happen in another country that
Absolutely
we allow
not.
here.
I had a patient tell me, she's from Africa, and she told me, she said that in her country, they lived along a riverbank. And she said, Dr. Walker, I eat fish, but I can't eat it as much as I want to because the whole time I grew up, we would catch our fish, clean our fish, and have fish for dinner almost every night. And she is just as healthy as she can be. Teeth just as white as snow because they brush their teeth with little rooty trees that they get off the land and stuff. But we found out things that like fish and fruits and vegetables, that is what is really good for you. And it's all biblical. You can't get away from the Bible. How many times did Jesus feed all those people? And what he had? Some fish.
Yeah.
It's all, and guess what? I'm going to shock y'all. Guess what? The most frequent food, meat mentioned in the Bible? Fish. Didn't he say, I'll make you fishers of men?
Yes.
It's just fish throughout the Bible.
Yes.
So here come us doctors and nurses coming lately going, oh, you know what? You all should be eating more fish. Well, the Bible, as Veola have right there in front of her, told us that years and years and years ago. And did we take heed? No, we started eating all this junk food and anything that we can name. When my grandmother used to make things as simple as sugar cookies, guess what, Veola? She used a little flour, a little vanilla, a little sugar, and that was about it. About 3 or 4 little ingredients. Now, if you look on the back of a sugar pack, it has about red dye 19, yellow dye 15. They got so many chemicals. And I said, whatever happened to my grandmother with her little flour and sugar and a little nutmeg and whatever else she put in there? And guess what? Those were the best cookies that you could ever eat. So there we are.
Yeah, I call it a setup.
Yeah,
a setup for failure. And if I know for sure that's why God told us to be not to be conformed to this world, but to be transformed by the renewing of our mind. Because if we do the things the way the world say do it, then we get what the world gives, right? And that's nothing good. Nothing good comes out of it. And so even in our health, so I agree with you, Dr. Walker. Like, even with a heart healthy diet, we're talking about eating more fruits and vegetables, whole grains every day. We're limiting our sugar intake, saturated fats, and you got to watch the sodium. So those will be some key things, and it is recommended by the American Heart Association that we do eat fish at least twice a week, preferably omega-3 fatty acid fish, would be like your salmon, your tuna, your lake trout.
Good old trout.
Yeah.
Do you like trout?
I love trout.
I love
Come
trout.
on.
I love that. Was my dad's most favorite fish. Was
Yes.
trout. And most of y'all don't know trout. You know what most of y'all know? Catfish nuggets. Okay,
That is
I
not
went
on
there.
the list of
I
healthy.
went there. I went there.
You
Oh,
talk
I
about
went
that,
there.
Dr. Walker.
Yes, we need to get back. See, you can do omega-3s and omega-6s.
Yes.
The 6s are inflammatory, and we're going to talk about that on future shows, how the entire human body is just inflamed.
Right.
We're talking about omega-3, and there's something else that you all don't like. Not only is it salmon and trout and those type of fishes, what about good old sardines? Nobody don't want to eat
I like
those.
sardines.
I like sardines too.
Yeah.
Y'all, if y'all send send us your favorite recipe for sardines, and let's just see who wins this contest. But I like them. Me and my mother used to just eat them. Bless her. My mother went on to heaven to be with the Lord on April the 8th.
Yes.
She's resting with him. She's in a good place. But she and I were just on a Saturday. That would be our little lunch. It was a little can of sardines, and we put black pepper on the top, a little mustard, and we would eat them. And it was good.
Yeah.
But they don't want to eat that now.
I know. I had one of my patients that gave me a little recipe with that, and he had mustard and onions and a little bit of hot sauce on there.
Okay.
And I tried it. It was so good.
Oh, yeah.
But you know what? But we have healthy hearts.
Yeah.
So that'll give you a little bit of a key on a healthy heart diet. You know, it's a lifestyle. It's the way we do it. It's not just like I'm gonna go on this diet, lose weight. No, this is a behavior change. This is the way that I'm going to eat so that I can have a healthy heart, so that I can live in my best life. Okay, everybody talking about living their best life,
Like that,
but if
is
you're
their
not
best
healthy,
life.
you ain't got no best
what
life.
the Bible said in John.
Oh yeah,
What
3 John
What
too. Yeah, he said,
tell them what 3 John said.
I wish above all things that you will prosper and be in health as your soul prospers. And yes.
And look what he said, above all things.
Above all things.
He didn't say some things. God said above all things.
Yes.
Because if we were put here to worship him, and we were, and we're in bad shape, how we gonna worship? How we gonna do that? If we just sick all the time, how we gonna worship him? So that's why he said above all things, he wanted us to prosper and be in good health. And you know what he said about old Satan? He said he's like a roaring lion, seeking out. Can you imagine Satan seeking out who he can kill, steal, and destroy? And you know how he gets you? He gets you with that roar. They say a rabbit can be running from a lion, right? Out in the jungle. Rabbit just running. Fast as he can. And he can dot through places that old big old lion, because he weighing all this and he's big and ferocious, can't get to, because the little rabbit could just shoot on through. Well, you know how he gets the rabbit? He stops, the old lion get tired of running, and they say he lets out a big old roar. Did you know the roar of a lion can be heard, they say, almost 20 miles away? And when he let out that roar, guess what? The rabbit stopped. And when that rabbit stopped, bam, just that quick, the lion got it. And that's what Satan's trying to do. He's trying to stop us, take our focus off of God, let us try to believe God is not real. He's not going to do the things he promised you, like he told Eve. There won't be no problem with you eating off that tree.
Look at
what
us
kind
now.
of problem is it going to be? And we've been having hell to pay ever since.
Every since. Oh my goodness, that is so real. I like that illustration you gave about the rabbit.
Oh yeah, when he stopped.
Lion.
When he
stopped. Because fear, I'm telling you, will stop you in your tracks.
Right.
And there was an acronym that was given for fear is to face everything and run.
Right.
Or you face everything and rise.
Right.
So you have a choice. I have a choice. So, you know, let's don't get scared and run. Let's stand up and learn and get some information, because information can lead to transformation, and that's what's key when you're dealing with your health. So we want to make sure that we get the information and use the information, and so that's why we're here today. We're here to help give you some information that we may have gleaned and it has been imparted. And I think before I did not mention that Dr. Walker is my primary care doctor.
Absolutely.
So I know I
look
got
how
the
good
best.
she look. Okay.
I got the best.
It speaks
I got
for myself.
The best. I
it
got the
speaks
best.
for myself.
So the things that we're talking about, it's not that we're not doing it and we're not using it. Yeah, I go to the doctor too.
Yes,
I get the blood
does.
work, and I've been diagnosed with some things. The high blood pressure was said, the high cholesterol and things like that. So eating a healthier diet has helped me. I'm not on medications, which for high blood pressure, cholesterol, and things like that. So the thing about it is that you can live a healthier life as well. You just got to make some changes. But when you don't know, you don't know what changes to make.
When you don't know better, you don't do any better.
Yeah.
Knowledge is powerful. Now, what did the Bible give you the scripture about knowledge, about us seeking knowledge?
Oh, yeah. But you're talking about Hosea 4:6?
Right,
that my people perish or destroy for the lack of knowledge.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's what Hosea 4:6 says. And so God, like she said, we were created for his glory. And we know that God is the sovereign God. He's all-knowing, all-powerful, ever present. And so we were made in his image. So what I want to say about that is that the knowledge and the wisdom is ours just for the asking. He said, if a man lacketh wisdom, let him do what? Ask God, who gives freely and upbraideth not. He don't hold nothing
Absolutely.
back. So here we're dropping some jewels today.
Absolutely.
That's wisdom. That's wisdom. And God says the wisdom is the principal thing, right?
It is.
So
it's
that's kind of what
all.
we're doing today, is just trying to help you out, give you a little bit of wisdom and knowledge to live a healthier life, making sure that you can live, like your book said, you can live what your book said.
131 ways to live to be 131.
Yes.
Yes. So what we're going to do now, because we broke this segment, it's so important. What we decided to do today, so you all don't see our same outfit and go, oh my goodness, they did not have a change of clothes. That's not it. What we did at the last minute was decided we break this up in 4. So if we break it up in 4, you can go back, and we won't tire you, because we know people now have a short attention span. They don't want to listen too long. So I said, Veola, a whole hour will be long. Let's split this thing into 4. So we splitting it into 4. And so next we're going to take a quick break, and then we're going to come back to you, and we're going to talk about something that you all need to know about, and that is heart disease. This is her specialty. Then we're going to do the next 15 minutes. We're going to take a break on high blood pressure, and then the last segment we're going to tell you what to do to equip yourself to get to the doctor's office, and what all questions you should ask and what you should do. This is Veola, and this is Dr. Walker. We are the Nurse Doctor team, and we'll be right back.
And I am your healthy heart coach.
Yes, you are. And you're a good one, too.
And you tell them, who do you serve?
Oh, I'm a primary care doctor. And what primary care does is there are elements of health care. Primary, secondary, tertiary. Primary, we get you when you first enter the healthcare system, and we try to prevent you from progressing on through the system to bad things like dialysis and all this. We try to get you healthy and keep you healthy so that you can live that long, healthy life. You know, people in the Bible lived over 800.
Well, the promise is 120 years.
Right, absolutely. So
that's what
what's wrong?
That's what I'm going for. See, I'm in my 60s. I'm telling you now, I got another 60-something years to live.
Absolutely.
And so I'm going to be the healthiest 120-year-old woman you've ever seen.
And
all
by
right?
then, who knows what technology is going to be.
I know, right? So
we'll be right back.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.